You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. These are your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Wednesday, August the 5th, 2020. The Red Sox and Orioles played each other in an AL East matchup, and the Red Sox won this game. It was close, 7-6 was the final score. The Red Sox scored at the beginning and end of this game. They got 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the 8th, and then 3 in the 9th to take the lead. The Orioles put up a bunch of ones throughout their scoreline. 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and 1 in the 9th inning. But they were down after the top of the 9th inning, and they failed to come back. They ended up losing. The Red Sox got 7 runs on 7 hits. They committed 2 errors as a team. And the Orioles got 6 runs on 14 hits. They committed 1 error as a team. Josh Taylor got the win. Michael Givens got the loss. And Matt Barnes now has 4 saves on the year. The White Sox and Yankees played each other. Close game, but the Yankees came out on top. 5-3 was the final score. The Yankees came out scoring early. They got 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning, and they scored their 5th run by the 3rd inning. The White Sox were chipping away throughout the game. They got 2 in the 6th inning and then 1 in the 9th, but they fell short by 2 runs. Jordan Montgomery earned his 13th win of the year. Reynaldo Lopez got the loss, and Aroldis Chapman now has 26 saves on the season. The Rays and Blue Jays played each other 13-3, the final score of this game, an AL East matchup. The Rays won by 10 runs. They scored 3 runs in the first 3 innings of the game. In each of the first 3 innings of the game. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third. They got 2 in the fourth as well, and then tacked on 2 more in the 9th inning just for good measure. The Blue Jays scored all 3 of their runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Charlie Morton got the win. Matt Shoemaker got the loss. His 4th of the season. The Indians and Twins played each other in an AL Central matchup, and the Twins won this game 2-1. The final score. This game went to extra innings. It went to the 11th. The Indians got their first run early, but then the Twins were able to tie the game in the bottom of the 9th inning, making the game go to extras, where the Twins eventually walked it off in the bottom of the 11th inning. Tyler Clippard got the win out of the bullpen, and Dominic Leone got the loss. The Cardinals and Royals played each other in an interleague matchup, and the Royals won this game 7-1 was the final score. The Royals started scoring early. They got 2 in the second. The Cardinals did cut the lead in half by scoring a run in the top of the 3rd inning, but then the Royals put up 2 in the bottom of the 3rd inning, followed by 1 in the 5th and 2 in the 6th inning, and they won by 6 runs. Mike Montgomery got the win, and Adam Wainwright got the loss. The Giants and Tigers played each other 7-5 the final score of this interleague game. The Tigers ended up winning. Buck Farmer got the win, Trevor Gott got the loss, and Joe Jimenez now has 30 saves on the year. The Giants got 4 of their 5 runs in the 4th inning. Meanwhile, the Tigers put up big numbers in a few innings. 3 in the 3rd, 2 in the 2nd. 3 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th, and 2 in the 8th. The Diamondbacks and Astros played each other. The Diamondbacks won this interleague game. This one went to extra innings. It went to 11 innings. The Diamondbacks put up 2 runs in the top of the 11th inning, though, to take a 2-run lead, and that's what they ended up winning by. Stephen Crichton got the win. Brad Peacock got the loss. The Marlins and Nationals played each other in an NL East matchup, and the Nationals came out on top 2-1, the final score. Each team scored in just 1 inning in this one. The Marlins got their only run in the 8th inning, while the Nationals scored their 2 runs in the top of the 5th. Patrick Corbin got the win, Sandy Alcantara got the loss, and Sean Doolittle earned his 31st save of the season. Also, the Marlins out-hit the Nationals in this game 8-6, but they lost. The Reds and Phillies played each other in a close game, 6-5. Final score. The Reds ended up losing, though they scored first, and they got a lot of runs early. 3 in the top of the 1st inning, 2 in the top of the 3rd inning, while the Phillies scored 1 run in each of those innings, but then the Phillies continued to score. They got 2 in the 5th inning and 2 in the 8th inning to take the lead, and they ended up winning by a run. Jose Alvarez got the win, Amir Garrett got the loss, and Hector Neris is up to 27 saves now on the season. Close game between the Rockies and the Mets. 9-7 was the final score of this game. The Rockies came out on top. The Rockies had 6 runs by the end of the 2nd inning, and they continued to score, which was important because the Mets were making a comeback later on in the game. They got 3 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, and 1 in the 8th inning, but because the Rockies scored 1 run in 3 straight innings, the Mets still lost this game. They lost by 2. Antonio Senzatella got the win, Steven Matz got the loss, and Wade Davis earned a save, his 27th of the year. NL Central Baseball played between the Brewers and the Pirates and the Brewers won this game 11-2, the final score. Pirates just couldn't score early. They got one in the 7th and one in the 9th inning, totaling their 2 runs. Meanwhile, the Brewers scored 5 runs in the first 3 innings and then put up a 6th spot in the top of the 5th inning to carry the game away. Brett Anderson got the win, and Trevor Williams got the loss. The Braves beat the Cubs by a large margin. 10-1 was the final score of this game. Sean Newcomb got the win for the Braves, and John Lester got the loss. And the Padres and Dodgers played each other in a close game. This is an NL West matchup. Padres won 3-2. Padres got their first 2 runs in the top of the 2nd inning. Then the Dodgers were chipping away. They got a run in the 3rd and then tied the game in the 6th inning. It was tied at 2 up until the top of the 9th inning when the Padres scored a run to take the lead. Kirby Yates ended up earning the save in the bottom of the 9th inning, allowing the Padres to win, and the Padres avoided getting swept. Emilio Pagan got the win out of the bullpen. Joe Kelly got the loss, and Kirby Yates is now up to 38 saves on the season. Let's take a look at standings now. Starting in the American League East, the New York Yankees still leading. They're 72-42. They won their last 7 games. They've also won 8 of their last 10, and they've taken a commanding lead in this division. The Blue Jays, on the other hand, have a 5-game losing streak going on now. They're 61-54, 11.5 games back. This is a team that was once within 3 games of the Yankees for first place. They're now pushed back to over 10 games back. The Rays are 58-56, 14 games back. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and if they keep the winning up, they very well might catch the Blue Jays for the 2nd place spot in the division. The Rays have also won 7 of their last 10 games. The Red Sox, 57-57. They've won their last 2 games. They're 15 games back of the Yankees, and they have a winning percentage right at .500. And the Orioles have lost their last 2 games. They're 44-70. They're 28 games back of the Yankees for first place. They're still in last. In the American League Central, the Minnesota Twins still leading. They're 79-37. They're 1 win away from being the first team in Major League Baseball this year to reach 80 wins. The White Sox, 65-50 is their record. They're 13.5 games back. They've lost their last 3 games, and they're continuing to fall further back of the Twins. The Indians, 62-53. They're 16.5 games back, still in 3rd place. The Tigers got their 50th win of the year today. They've been hot recently. They've won 7 of their last 10 games. 50-65 is their overall record. And the Royals are 39-75. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They're 1 win away from reaching 40. They're the only team left in Major League Baseball without 40 wins this year. And because the Twins are doing so well and because the Royals have been doing not so well, the Royals are 9 games away from being eliminated from winning the division. In the American League West, the Oakland Athletics won most recently. They're 1 win away from 70. 69-45 is their record, and they're still leading this division. The Astros hanging around. They're 65-48, 3.5 games back. They lost to the Diamondbacks today. The Angels still in 3rd place. They're 52-63, 17.5 games back. They're on a 3-game winning streak. The Rangers are 47-68. They've lost their last 2 games. They're 22.5 games back of first place. And the Mariners are 46-69, 23.5 games back. They're on a 3-game losing streak. Here are the wildcard standings in the American League. Right now, the Astros have the top wildcard spot. They're 65-48. The White Sox are 65-50. A game back of the Astros for that first wildcard spot. Both the Astros and White Sox both the Astros and White Sox lost their most recent games, so they're roughly at the same spot that they were yesterday. The Indians also lost most recently. 62-53 is their record. They're 3 games back of the White Sox for that second wildcard spot. The Blue Jays also lost most recently. They're on a 5-game losing streak. 61-54 is their record, and they're 4 games back of that second wildcard spot. So nobody really moved because the top 4 teams, they all didn't win today. The Rays are getting closer, though, to perhaps being in contention for that second wildcard spot. They're above .500 with their winning percentage. 58-56 is their overall record. They're 6.5 games back of that second wildcard spot, and they've won 7 of their last 10 games. The Red Sox still lingering. They've been up and down a .500 winning percentage, but they're still relatively close. 7.5 games back at the second wildcard spot. They're right at .500 with their winning percentage. Every other team in the American League has a winning percentage under .500 and is at least 13 games back of that second wildcard spot. In the National League East, both the Braves and the Nationals won today. The Braves have improved to a 7-game winning streak, while the Nationals are just fighting right now to keep first place in the NL East. But they're both 64 and 51, and they both qualify to be league leaders. The Marlins lost today. They're 62 and 53, 2 games back now, since both the Braves and the Nationals won today, and the Marlins lost. The Marlins moved from 1 game back to 2 games back in first place. The Phillies are 56 and 59. They've won their last 2 games. They're 8 games back of the division lead, and the Mets are 50 and 64, 13 and a half games back. They've lost their last 4 games, and they've also lost 7 of their last 10. In the National League Central, the St. Louis Cardinals still lead. They're 65 and 51. They're on a 3-game losing streak, though. The Cubs are also on a 3-game losing streak, so they could not capitalize on the Cardinals losing. 60 and 55 is their overall record. They're 4.5 back of the Cardinals. The Brewers are 52 and 62, 12 games back. They've also won their last 3 games. The Reds in 4th place. They're 47 and 67, 17 games back. They've lost their last 2 games, and they've lost 7 of their last 10. And the Pirates not doing so well either recently. They're 42 and 72 overall, 22 games back of the Cardinals, and they've lost 7 of their last 10 games. The Pirates have the worst record in the National League. In the National League West, the Los Angeles Dodgers lost to the Padres today. 77 and 39 is their record. They still have the second best record in all of Major League Baseball, and they're still the best team in the National League in terms of record, and they still have the lead in the NL West. The Padres 62 and 54, 15 games back of the division lead. The Diamondbacks 60 and 54, they're 16 games back of the division lead. The Rockies in 4th place with a 49 and 66 record. They're 27 and a half games back. They're also on a 4-game winning streak. And the Giants are 44 and 70. They've lost their last 3 games, most recently to the Tigers. They're 32 games back of the Dodgers. And here are the wildcard standings in the National League. The standings are still closed. The Braves and Nationals each won today, so they both still qualify for the top wildcard spot as well as the top spot in the NL East. The Marlins lost today, but they still have the second wildcard spot at the moment. 62 and 53 is their overall record. With the Marlins losing today and the Padres winning, the Padres moved within a half game of the Marlins for that second wildcard spot. The Padres have a 62 and 54 record. The Diamondbacks also won today, so they move a game up on the Marlins, a game and a half back. They are total right now in the wildcard standings, and they have a 60 and 54 overall record. The Cubs still hanging around as well, though they've lost most recently. They're on a 3-game losing streak. 60 and 55 is their record, and they're 2 games back of that second wildcard spot. And every other team in the National League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 6 games back of that second wildcard spot. And let's take a look at league leaders now, starting with batting average leaders in the American League. Miguel Cabrera still has the highest average at a 345. Miguel Andujar second highest at a 342, 3 points behind Cabrera. And JD Martinez rounds up the top 3 with the 333. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 348, 2 points behind him. Nolan Arenado at a 346. And Christian Yelich, third highest batting average at a 343. Hits leaders in the American League, Miguel Andujar leads with 160. 7 behind him are both JD Martinez and Miguel Cabrera. They each have 153 hits. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 161. Nolan Arenado and Ronald Acuna Jr. second best with 147. At bat leaders in the American League, Miguel Andujar has the most with 468. And in the National League, Jonathan Villar has the most with 481. Doubles leaders in the American League, Anthony Rendon has the most with 39. 1 behind him, Jose Abreu, who has 38. And 1 behind him is Miguel Andujar, who has 37. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 48, 11 behind him, Christian Yelich, who has 37, and Juan Soto has 32. He rounds out the top 3. Triples leaders in the American League, Adalberto Mondesi has the most with 8, Jose Altuve and Adam Eaton have the second most with 6. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 13, Victor Robles second most with 8, Hunter Pence and Andrew McCutchen each have 7, tied with the third most. Home run leaders in the American League, Justin Upton still the leader with 39. 3 players tied with the second most. Yohan Moncada, Nelson Cruz, and Chris Davis each have 32. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. still leading with 41. Paul Goldschmidt behind him by 3 with 38. And Eugenio Suarez has the third most. He has 32 homers. RBI leaders in the American League, Chris Davis the leader with 93. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. second with 92, and Miguel Andujar has the third most with 88. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt still at 100, Eugenio Suarez 11 behind him with 89, Ronald Acuna Jr. and Freddie Freeman, Braves teammates, each tied with the third most. They're both at 86. Runs scored leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has scored 87, and in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has scored the most with 94. Stolen base leaders in the American League. Malik Smith leads with 27. Adalberto Mondesi second most with 25. And D. Gordon rounds out the top three with 23. In the National League, Trey Turner and Starling Marte tied with the most, 39. And Jonathan Villar rounds out the top three with 31. Walks leaders in the American League. Rhys Hoskins and Shin-Soo Choo tied for the top. They're each at 71. And in the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with 79. On-base percentage leaders in the American League, Miguel Cabrera has the highest at a .419, Josh Bell second highest at a .409, and Josh Donaldson third highest at a .406. In the National League, Christian Yelich leads with a .442, Paul Goldschmidt second highest at a .437, and Ronald Acuna Jr. rounds out the top three with a .428. Slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Justin Upton has the highest at a .631, Yohan Moncada 3 points behind him with a .628, and Josh Bell third highest at a .618. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leading with a .740, still sustaining a slugging percentage over .700. Paul Goldschmidt has the second highest at a .675, and Christian Yelich third highest at a .666. On-base percentage plus slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Josh Bell has the highest at a 1.027, JD Martinez has a 1.011, and Justin Upton 1 point behind Martinez. He has a 1.010. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 1.168, Paul Goldschmidt second best with a 1.113, and Christian Yelich third highest at a 1.107. Moving on to pitcher leaderboards, starting with wins leaders in the American League. Jordan Montgomery and Lucas Giolito tied with the top amount. They're both at 13. Jordan Montgomery earned his 13th win of the year today. Third best, tied for third best, I should say, are Zach Greinke, Hyunjin Ryu, Kenta Maeda, and Jake Odorizzi. They each have 12. In the National League, Walker Buehler has 15 wins on the year. Steven Strasburg, two behind him with 13. Jimmy Nelson, David Price, Jack Flaherty, and Madison Bumgarner all have 11. Losses leaders in the American League, Masahiro Tanaka, Chris Bassett, Sean Manaea, and Kenta Maeda all have the least amount of losses. They each have 2. And in the National League, Walker Buehler also has 2, but he's the only one in the National League with that total among pitchers that qualify. And saves leaders in the American League, Liam Hendricks has 38, Roberto Ozuna has 36, and Brad Hand has 35. In the National League, Kenley Jansen leads with 39. Craig Kimbrell and Kirby Yates are each tied with 38. Kirby Yates earned his 38th save today. Will Smith and Giovanni Gallegos now tied for fourth best. They each have 37. ERA leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the lowest at a 249. Kenta Maeda second lowest at a 259, and Aaron Savali third lowest at a 269. In the National League, Walker Buehler has the lowest at a 204, Marcus Semien second lowest at a 230, and Steven Strasburg third lowest at a 249. Home runs allowed among American League pitchers, Kenta Maeda has allowed the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He's allowed 9. And in the National League, 2 pitchers qualify for the top spot, Marcus Stroman and Carlos Martinez. They each have allowed 9 homers. Shutout leaders in the American League, Masahiro Tanaka has the most with 5, Garrett Cole second most with 3, Jake Odorizzi and Jose Barrios third most with 2. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has thrown 5 complete game shutouts, Zach Wheeler has thrown 3, Aaron Nola, Sandy Alcantara, Merrill Kelly, Walker Buehler, and Clayton Kershaw have all thrown 2. Strikeout leaders in the American League, Garrett Cole has 186, 8 behind him, Lucas Giolito, who has 178, and Jake Odorizzi has the third most with 170. In the National League, Steven Strasburg has the most with 189, Clayton Kershaw second most with 171, and Chris Archer third most with 166. Complete games thrown among American League pitchers, Masahiro Tanaka has thrown 5, Garrett Cole's thrown 3, Jake Odorizzi, Jose Barrios, Corey Kluber, and Aaron Savali have each thrown 2. In the National League, Jacob deGrom's thrown 5, Zach Wheeler's thrown 4, and Aaron Nola has thrown 3. Innings pitched leaders in the American League, Hyunjin Ryu has 160 and a third innings pitched. And in the National League, Steven Strasburg has 159 and a third innings pitched. Walks allowed among American League pitchers, Jordan Zimmerman, Jose Urquidy, Carlos Carrasco, and Daniel Norris each tied at the top spot. Because they've all allowed the least amount of walks among pitchers to qualify. They've all allowed 30. And in the National League, Brett Anderson has the least amount of walks allowed among pitchers to qualify. He has walked 31 batters. Whip leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the lowest at a 107, Masahiro Tanaka second lowest at a 108, and Sean Manaea third lowest at a 109. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has the lowest at a 104, Marcus Stroman second lowest at a 108, and Steven Strasburg third lowest at a 109. Pitching war leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the highest at a 4.3, Masahiro Tanaka second highest at a 3.9, and Kenta Maeda, third highest at a 3.3. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has the highest at a 4.1. Walker Buehler, second highest at a 3.9. And Aaron Nola, third highest at a 3.7. Batting order leaders in the American League, DJ LeMahieu has the highest at a 6.5. Yohan Moncada, second best at a 6.4. And Yasmani Grandal, third best at a 6. And in the National League, Marcus Semien and Ronald Acuna Jr. each have a 7.2, and then Nolan Arenado rounds out the top three with a 6.9. These have been your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Wednesday, August the 5th, 2020. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's virtual network.